Hello, everyone. This is Patrick Johnson, the Adaptive Sports Coordinator at Walter Reed Military Medical Center. And we're happy to have you here for another great military adaptive sports program clinic. Today, we're going to be crossing the country. We're going to be going all the way over to Waco, Texas, to the wonderful Arthur Murray Dance Center there in Waco. And our wonderful dance coaches, Bryan and Stephanie Tate there. Woo, we see them. They're going to be leading you in some fun dance clinics over the next 3 days. So today is going to be session number 1, and I'm going to mute because I got to put on my dance shoes and get ready to go. And I'm going to turn it over to Bryan and Stephanie. So let's get going. We'll start off with a 45-minute routine. Bryan and Stephanie will tell you all about it. So I'll see you on the dance floor.
I'm Bryan.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we're the owners of Arthur Murray Dance Studio, Waco.
Woo!
We're so glad to have y'all here today. We are going to do a class step that is designed for anybody. If you have one left foot, if you have 2 left feet, you're going to be able to do something today. So I hope you're excited. Stay tuned. We're going to start right now.
All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with
a little bit of what's called walking steps. Quick show of hands. Who's done some walking? You probably did it to go turn this on. So what I'd like for y'all to do, find yourself some space. And if you can do it this way, I'll do 2 angles so that you can see what's going on. But you notice that, true story, we have a left foot and you have a right foot. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to always start with the gentleman or the leads. Whoever is leading on the dance floor will start with the left foot because they're the leader. But the follows are going to start with the right because the ladies are always
right.
I took your line. I'm sorry. Well, what we'll do is we're going to start this with a walking step because this is how we actually travel across the floor. So if you can do this with me, we're going to take a walk. Just take 1 walk step forward. Just take another walk forward. And let's do another one forward. And then another one forward. You'll notice that I just did something that probably you've done all your life. Now we're going to go in reverse. Back, 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 back. Perfect. 4 walking steps. High five yourself. All right, so now we've got traveling forward and back. We can handle that. You're going to notice that as I talk to you, everything is always done 1 step at a time. And that's not just to be gimmicky, it's just because that's how it's done. Yep. So the next thing we're going to do is what are called side steps. Guess where those go, Steph?
To the side.
I'm not very brilliant with my names, but side step's going to go that way. So it's as if you're looking straight ahead. You're going to take your left foot, leaders, and you're going to go sideways. You're going to go side, step, side, step. Now, we've been doing this for a while. You ever been to a movie theater? It's these things we had before YouTube and Hulu and Netflix. You used to pay people to watch their screen. I have a friend down the street tried to do that too, and it didn't work out so well. Nice TV though. So you used to squeeze in between the seats, right? Because nobody ever scoots down. Or for us, if you end up going to the baseball game, you go side, step. You got your popcorn. Some of us, we have the little kids. They're like, come on, get in there. And you get over there, and what has to happen after that? You sidestep to the left. I gotta go to the bathroom. No. Okay, we're gonna go back. So we got side, step, side, step. Little did you know you've been practicing this all your life. Side, step, side, step. Cool. High five your partner. High five yourself. So we just did what are called walking steps and
Side steps.
Side steps. These are kind of like basic elements of all of our dancing. So we're going to do one more that we need for today. It's called a rocking step. No? All right, a rocking step.
You can't see under the mask, but I'm making faces.
Yeah,
so just imagine.
She tries to keep me reined in. What we're going to do is we're going to do what's called a walking step. Now, I turned sideways so you can see me this way. It's a walking step where you actually take a walk forward, kind of like we did before, but you freeze. We're going to put it in reverse. Don't grind the gears. Roll back. Now I just went backwards. So I did 1 step forward, shifted, and then went 1 step back. Now, if I do those together, we call that a rocking step. it looks kind of like a rocking chair. Rock, step. Now, if you make squeaks like I just did, you might want to check out that joint. Or get out the WD-40. We're going to have to do that. So if you say this with me, we're going to say rock, step. Help me, rock.
Step.
Okay, that wasn't good at all. Steph, she's from Philly. I would expect way more out of this. I mean, come on. Texan against the Philly. Come
Oh
on.
my goodness.
There we go. Little competition. Rock.
Step.
That was good. Rock.
Step.
Step. Come on, Rocky. Rock.
Step. I'm sorry.
What the?
Well, I was gonna say, ladies, you'll notice if you're being a follower, that is, that you're going back on your right foot. So the gents are going forward with their left, ladies are going back with their right. Just as a little side note there.
Yep. Well, we'll glue that together because I want to make sure that makes sense. But so far as individuals and as leaders, does that make sense? We got walking steps, we got side steps, and then we have what are called rocking steps. Now let's glue this together because the point of today's class is we're going to teach what's called connection, because dancing is way more fun if you do it with someone else. True story. So how does this work? If we were to put our hands up just like this, if you got a partner with you, that's great. If you don't, if you just go ahead and put your hands up. Matter of fact, open all the blinds in the house so that neighbor next door that likes to stare and check in on everybody can see you doing this and ask a lot of questions. So if you put your hands up like this, now as a couple, we're going to go ahead and match our hands up like so. She's going to start with her right foot. Go ahead and shake that. Shake it, shake it. I'm going to use my left foot. Shake it, shake it. So we're starting with this one. We're going to walk together, and I'm going to back up a hair. Hopefully we don't disappear in the black door there. Now we're going to walk together. She's going to start with this foot. She's walking backwards, I'm walking forward. We're going to take a walk. We go walk, go walk. 3, 4. Good job. Now can we shift it in reverse? Don't grind the gears. We're going reverse. Walk, 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 walk. Perfect. If you did that together, then you're great. Now I'm going to warn you, I'm from good old Texas. Anybody out there? Woohoo! So I'm going to teach you something as we go because we're going to use this later.
Now, just a reminder too, if you are dancing this with a partner, you can continue to do what Bryan and I are doing. However, if you're not dancing with a partner, that's totally okay too. You can still learn all of this stuff throughout the 3 days. All you have to do is just dance with your invisible partner. And I'll tell you what, they're great. They're really, really good leaders and followers.
They don't complain.
Yeah. So that's all you have to do. You're going to still keep your space. It's a really great way to train with balance, by the way. But just as a side note, everything that we teach throughout these next 3 days, you can do with or without a partner as you're learning it. Continue.
You want to show us how that works?
Oh, I thought I just did, but I can do it one more time.
Go for it.
So, for example, if Bryan's teaching something.
I wish I could play Billy Idol's Dancing with Myself in the background.
If I'm just doing what he just said, when I'm a follower, I'm just dancing like this, keeping my hands out in front of me. Or if I'm a leader like Bryan, he's going to do everything we're showing him, keeping his hands out in front. And as we go through the classes, we'll keep talking about those different modifications.
But that's good that we say that. Now, the reason we do that, I know it looks silly, but I promise there's method to the madness. Now, growing up in Texas, I went out to a honky tonk we call Billy Bob's out in Fort Worth. Anybody know that one? And when you go out there, there's a lot of girls out there dancing. Sorry, Steph, this is before you. And you get dressed up in your boots and your duds and your hat and everything. You're looking all good. And the girl walks up to you and goes, "Do you know how to dance?" Now, at that time, I didn't. And so I said, as any man would say, "Yes, ma'am." And when you do it, when you first start to dance, you think it's all about, you know, feet and steps. So you grab the girl like this, and then you start doing that. And it kind of happens like this. And from time to time, hold still. You step on that foot, and it goes, "Ah!" And you hope that her boots are strong enough to take it. Now, if they're not, you might be in trouble, boys. Now, a lot of us have had that. So what we're talking about with connection The reason why we have our hands like this is because I don't use my feet. I actually make my body, my head, and my heart are actually going to move. So if you could do this, the next thing we're going to try, we're going to do a walking step. Put your hand on your heart, kind of like if you were saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Well, most everybody's going to get the salute. I get to do it on my heart. But if you just did this like I do right now for a second, we're going to walk. And I want you to think about moving your heart one walk at a time. Move it, move it, move it, move it. Perfect. Now move your heart backwards. And the reason why I'm talking about, I know it's the steps we've done before, yes, but you're thinking about it mindfully. You're different about how you're doing it. So that when you get with your partner, you know, you need to be able to move your heart. Now, because I'm moving my heart, my arms are attached, which are attached to her arms, which attaches to her heart, and it's a heart-to-heart deal. Too cheesy? All right. You didn't say nothing. All right, so once we put our hands here, you're just really going to move your heart. And if you start with this foot, and we go one at a time, kind of like a shotgun, you only got 2 barrels. So you're going to shoot one, you're going to shoot the second one, reload, we go again. And if you just go one at a time, you guys should match. And this is what we call connection. And this is really important because as a couple, if you learn how to feel for your partner as you dance, you can become a really good dancer really quickly. It's kind of the magic of it.
Can I jump in? So just as another little note, if you're learning this without a partner at the moment, the reason why we're having you keep your elbows in front of you is because that's how you train keeping your dance space. So if you have really good dance space, you're not going to step on anyone's feet if you're a leader, or you're not going to get stepped on if you're a follower. So as you're learning these moves, instead of letting your arms go behind you like this, it's really important that you keep your elbows in front of you as we're doing everything that we're doing, because that's what's going to train you how to have a really good dance frame. So, side note on that.
So now that we've got that, thanks for being patient with us, because now we've got that down, we can learn a lot of stuff really quickly. I'm excited to get into the next part, aren't you, Steph?
Yes.
So we're going to glue these things together like Legos. Right? So I'm going to take the walk steps. We're going to do 2 walking steps. How many?
2.
We're going to start with the left foot for leaders, right foot for followers. Take it. We're going to do 2 walks. Here we go. We're going to do walk, walk, and we're going to freeze right there. Now you notice we got the left foot free. She's got the right foot free again. We got to do something with it. We're going to do a side step. So do our movie theater step. So we go side, step, and we should be able to reload so that we have a new left foot ready to go. Fair? Now I'm going to do that again, and we're just going to do it slowly. We got walk, walk, go sideways, side step, reload. You should have your left foot free, or right foot free for the ladies. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to add another one. We're going to do a walk, walk, side step, reload. Cool? We're going to do 2 box. These are called foxtrot or 2-step basics. Ooh. So we're going to do 2 of these in a row. We're going to do 1 walk, walk, side step, reload, walk, walk, side step, reload. Cool. Did you do it without stepping on someone's feet?
Now, just to show you that this is possible, Ken and Carolina, would you guys like to jump out with us for a moment? Everyone, give a little big hand.
Do a wind tunnel experiment for us.
They're gonna dance some foxtrot with us too. So Bryan, how many basics should we do? And if you guys want, you guys can dance it in frame so that they can kind of see the next level as well. So if you guys like.
So they'll go this way and we'll come that way.
That sounds good.
Ready, steady, here we go. A walk, a side step, then a walk, a side step. Woohoo! High five! What do you think? Take a bow. He's very good at that, yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Ken and Carolina. We're gonna add one more thing and then we'll bring them around again. We're gonna do a social dance party. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do what's called a get out of trouble step. Because if you kept doing this basic, this walk, walk, side step, you would start traveling down the floor and you're like, you're gonna do the thing like I did. You're gonna be like, cool, I can do something, yeah! But I don't know if you can see, but on the camera, on the side, there is a wall over there. If I were to keep going eventually, because our lease only covers so much space, there's a salon next door. The girls would think that's funny if you dance through. I need to do something to keep from running her into the wall. Why? Because that makes a long car ride home. It's only 5 minutes for us, but man, it'll feel like an hour if I ran her into the wall. That would be terrible. You know what I mean, guys? So if we did this, we're gonna do what's called a rocking step. We're gonna take one walk forward. She's gonna end up doing one backwards. We'll go together. We'll just go one. Now we're gonna shift it in reverse. 2. And let's do that again just for grins. 1, 2, perfect. Last one. 1, 2. There, we got a hat trick out of that one. We're gonna do this little side step here. We're gonna do a side step. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one rock step, add a side step. Cool? Let's do 3 of those, just linking them together so we can get the WD-40 working. Here we go. We got rock, step, side, step. Rock, step, side. One more. Rock, step, side, step. Cool. All right, so now we're going to do that. That's called a get out of trouble step. So you're dancing, you end up getting close to a wall, you go, rock, step, side, step. It holds the pattern, keeps the rhythm going while we figure out what's going to go on. Woo. Now, the next thing we're going to add, this is where it gets a little creative. Actually, can I borrow this on myself or do this on myself for a step? We're doing the rock step. Can we do rock like you're walking forward, but now we're going to upgrade it just a hair. Don't look down, whatever you do. We're actually going to go straight forward towards your heart. Now, when you come backwards, I want you to back out of the driveway and then do your side step towards maybe that corner. So if you're looking at a wall, you go forward towards the wall, you back out, and your side step should be at the next corner. Just to give yourself something to look at so you don't look down. So I don't want you practicing this, because whatever you practice, your muscles remember. Trust me.
Now, if we talk about what the follows are doing for a moment, they have maybe even a little extra oomph to put in, because we have to get in front of the gents on this step, or the leaders, that is. So when he leads me through this, I'm going to do a rock step, but then on the side step, I kind of have to stretch a little bit so that I can get in front there. And sometimes that's easier said than done for us shorties here with the slightly shorter legs. So watch that one more time. All the followers out
Sing
there.
a sad song for it.
You're going to do a little rock step.
Rock, step.
And then you're going to kind of cut the gentleman off a little bit there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Sweet. All right. So let's glue these things together. Now we're going to make a sequence. It's not always going to be this way, but here's the deal. I'm going to build a little sequence for you. So if you're doing this for the first time, usually as a leader, you've got a lot on your plate. You're trying to remember the steps you just learned. You're trying to dance down a floor. There's a bunch of people out there sometimes. You're trying to think about what you just learned. And you're trying to make a decision about how you're going to do it. And it's just not ingrained enough as it is, right? And then not only that, but if you got a pretty girl in front of you, if she looks at you and bats her eyelashes at you, you're really going to have a hard time remembering. Just saying. So to get this into muscle memory, we're going to do 2 walk side steps, the basics. And then we're going to do 2 of the rock step side step basics. Fair?
Yes.
Just so we get a good repetition. Actually, I'm going to back up here. I know we got that door behind us. You can probably see it. There we go. So we're going to start. We're going to do a walk, side step. I'm almost to the edge of the screen, so we're gonna do rock, step, side step, turn a little, rock, step, side step, turn a little. Now we're facing this direction, dead ahead. Cool beans? So, everybody step. Give yourself a hand if you're able to do that. Now you'll notice that there's a square. We're gonna dance from this part of the floor to that part of the floor. Well, not the mask, but you know what I mean. And then we're gonna go forward, oops, that way. And then when we get there, we're gonna go this way. Man, I'm glad I cleaned my hands today. You can see all that. But we're gonna try to go all the way around the floor. Yeah! We're gonna see what happens. So, this is the Pepsi challenge. We're gonna go for this. We're doing 2 basics, doing 2 get out of trouble steps. Then we're gonna do what? 2 basics, 2 get out of trouble steps. Then we're gonna do what?
2 basics, 2 get out of trouble steps.
Then we're gonna do what?
Oh my goodness.
Well, we're gonna do it 4 times. Here we go. We got walk, walk, side step, a walk, walk, side step. We're getting close to the frame. Rock, step, side step. Got a rock, a step, a side step. Again, walk, walk. Say it with me. Here we go. A walk, walk, a side step. Here we go. A rock, step, side step. Yes. Rock, step, side step. 1 more. Walk, walk. Oh, I fibbed. 2 more. And walk, walk, a side step. Rock step here. Rock, step. Ooh, we just barely made it. Step almost fell off the edge of the floor there. Step. Now we got 1 more. Walk, walk, side step. And 1 more. Walk, walk, side step. 2 get out of troubles. Rock. You're in the home stretch. Side step. I see the tape. Rock, step, side step. Yeah!
So give yourself a hand. Well, I was just getting excited.
Okay.
But give yourself a hand or give your partner. What we just learned was a foxtrot basic and a get out of trouble step. So those are 2 steps in one of the most social ballroom dances that we teach. And Bryan, do you think we should put on a little bit of music and
Well,
dance
that's a
it?
novel idea. I mean,
And maybe
there's-
we can invite Ken and Carolina back out too, and we'll just show you what it will look like once you've been practicing that and doing that around the floor with the music. I'll go grab the music while Bryan entertains you. Ken and
Ooh.
Carolina, come on out.
Yeah, we're gonna turn on a song. This first one's gonna be a foxtrot song, which is, for those of you that might or might not know, think of foxtrot as Frank Sinatra, Michael Bublé, and Creedence Clearwater Revival. For all my rocker friends, I'm a rocker. I gotta do a little bit of rock and roll, but we're gonna start with some Frank Sinatra. Why do I need to be here? Okay. So do you hear this song, Patrick? Okay, good.
A little louder.
All right.
Little louder.
A little louder. See, your life changes a little bit once you get comfortable with a couple of dance steps, because you can't just walk around anymore. You hear a song like this come on, no longer do you just walk in. You don't do that anymore. When you hear a song like this come on, you're gonna go a walk, walk, side step, walk, walk, side step, rock, step, side step, rock, step, side step, walk, walk, side step, walk, step, side step, rock, step, side step, walk, walk, side step,
Ain't that a
walk, side step.
My head keeps spinning. I go to if this is yesterday.
Yes.
Great job. Awesome. So Bryan and Stephanie, really wonderful first little session here. Everybody did great. I see everybody dancing out here on the screens. So we're gonna take a break for that session number 1, learning our dancing as a conversation. So I think everybody did awesome. Nobody danced off the stage, so I was really proud. And so we'll take a little break and we're gonna come back and learn another dance in session number 2. So on behalf of Military Adaptive Sports Program, thank you guys for being here for session number 1 for our dance clinic out of Arthur Murray in Waco, Texas with Bryan and Stephanie Tate. And I'm Patrick, your host here at Walter Reed, and we'll see you in 5. Bye-bye.